from 7:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. The UHV content of the SIP is being discussed here. And we have one more follow-up meeting for students. That is on Friday. There is a holistic health content is being shared in that session. So this meeting is being live streamed in the YouTube channel of SIP NCCIP. So students who could not join through this link in the Zoom meeting can also watch this in the YouTube channel. And the recording will be available in the YouTube channel. So those who missed it during this time can watch it also. We have been discussing regarding the session 1 of UHV 1 in the previous session. That is welcome and introduction. So there we have introduced the teacher and the students, some of the students in the meeting. So usually when we have this offline programs with the students, we help the students to introduce mutually. That is, the student who is sitting on the right or left will be disclosed whatever is the whereabouts to be introduced, whatever is the matter to be introduced by a student, and the second student also shares the same thing with the first student. So then they introduce the other person. So maybe in the beginning, when this SIP students induction program is being started, all the students are fresh. Many of them may not be knowing each other. So this is a good exercise for ice breaking, to know each other. So this is, we will continue this session for at least 1 hour or 1.5 hours. And towards the end of that, we give an assignment also. So here also we have been, we have discussed about the assignment, that is making a table regarding your aspirations, your concerns, your achievements, your fears, etc. Yeah. So this is the assignment. This is what we have. This is what where we stopped in the previous Wednesday. To write down this aspirations, expectations, achievements, concerns, etc. To make a list of that. And then in this session, we will evaluate these aspirations in some sense, and we go ahead with some other proposals. So this is taken from some of the previous discussions on on UHV 1, where the students were aspiring to do well in the college, happiness in the family. There were some of the aspirations. Achievements came first in the previous school class or something like that. That is the kind of achievement. We can add to it. You can tell your achievements even now also. The concerns like tension, peer pressure, anger, not much time for family, etc. Disha teacher's mic is unmuted, so if you have to share something, you can please share. Disha Didi, yeah. Okay. Yeah, so mic is available to many of you. So you can share if you want to share in between, any time in between. So we won't go it like a session, like a usual session in the workshop, but we will keep it interacting. So that if there is clarity required on any of the aspects, we will have this. That is the purpose of this particular follow-up meeting, to have clarity of any of, if possible, all the aspects, to have clarity for the of the proposals in me, as well as for the clarity for the proposals in you. So if somebody can discuss on this particular assignment, that would be nice. If you can tell me some of your aspirations, I would go. So I can add this aspirations in the list. Achievements, if you can tell something, I can add that achievement in the list. Concerns, if there are something more than what is listed here, I can add this in the list. And then we will have a discussion upon this aspirations, achievements, concerns, etc. We'll have a discussion in a certain direction regarding these achievements, regarding these aspirations, achievements, and concerns. Yeah, so anybody would like to share something regarding your aspirations, achievements, and concerns? Like we shared in the previous Wednesday, there were many co-explorers who shared introduction part, how to introduce themselves into the workshop that was there. Many of you participated in that. Likewise, even if you are not a student, so some students are there, some teachers are also there. Even if you are not a student, we can just share our aspiration, achievements, and concerns, as if we are attending this for the first time, or even otherwise. That's fine.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. This side, this side, Sangeeta. Yeah. So for the aspiration, I just want to make out that the biggest aspiration a human being could have is being happy. So even my aspiration is same, as even I want to be happy all the time, and I want the people around me to be happy as well. So there has to be right understanding for that. So we have to think the things into a positive manner. So if we are thinking the things, our thoughts, our understandings are positive in nature, then only we'll have a positive outcome. Otherwise, we will think about the negativity and the negative things around us. So we'll just be into a loop of negativity and sadness, and the achievement of happiness would not be there. So my point is that my expectation, first of all, and my aspiration is also being happy. So this is the biggest aspiration I'm having, and I want to achieve it always. So that's from my side. Thank you.
Nice, Didi. Thank you.
Yeah.
Can you add some of the achievements also in your life, concerns, something?
Concerns like as a society, we need to work a lot upon this thing, because not everybody, even us, not before attending the UHV program, I was also not that much positive thinker. I would say I was a positive thinker, but not of that level. But now even my mindset has also improved a lot, and I am a positive thinker now. So not everybody has attended the UHV program in our society. So my aspiration would be to make the people happier also, and try to reach maximum student in my college or in my neighborhood, to tell them about the actual happiness, as whatever things we are doing, to being happy, not just for achieving only the things or the physical material things, material facilities, but at the end of the day, what we need is being happy. So this is the thing I want to educate people around me and the student around me. Thank you.
Nice, Didi. Thank you so much for the sharing. Nice.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Yeah. Thank you, Bhaiya. Okay.
Yeah, thank you. I have added these 2 points also, which Didi was telling, Sarda Didi was telling in the presentation. Now, can we get at least one more or a couple more of responses? Mic is shared with many of you. So specifically regarding the aspirations which are not listed here, achievements or concerns which are not listed, if you can share about that. And this is how we go with the students also. So the students may share several things, aspirations. Yeah, Prashant Bhaiya, namaste. You unmuted your mic, that's why. Yeah. Okay. So I won't get sharing from any other course board. That's fine. So we have many aspirations, and as Sarada Didi was telling, she can see that the fundamental aspiration or the basic aspiration is happiness in herself and happiness in the other. Devi ji, namaste, Devi teacher.
Yes. Am I audible?
Yes. Yes, you're audible.
Yes. So I want to say my aspiration is to have a definite human conduct.
Yeah.
And actually the concern is the external influences are there always controlling, but seeing that external influences are to be very less, but actually certain things, even though for short time I'm getting affected, but it is not continuing so, to a long time, but for some time getting affected and it is coming back. That is the concern. Still, I want to have a stable mind always or stable self always without affected by the external influences. But that is not possible. That is my concern.
Thank you, Devi teacher, for those aspirations and concerns. Yeah, this is true. External influence is there with many of us, but how we handle those situations with the help of the proposals, that is important.
Yes. Of course, handling some is happening, but because I'm getting affected that I'm focusing.
But as the teacher was telling, this is a concern. External influence is a concern. So how to go about this? Nice. Okay.
Good evening, Bhaiya.
Yeah, good evening. Satyaranjan Bhaiya. Namaste.
Namaste, Bhaiya. Bhaiya, my aspiration is actually in the workplace. I want to do that ethical practices during my total work period. I want to keep these ethical practices intact. So that is my aspiration, and then quite sometime it is not possible. We want to do it, but by the situation is such that we don't able to do it. So that is one of my aspiration. And about my concerns, mainly in the workplace, I am saying, not in the family. We are preconditioned about so many things, and which certain time we are not able to avoid it also. We know that this is the preconditioning situation, but we are not in a group when we are working, we are not able to avoid it. So that is my greater concern in my workplace.
Nice. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bhaiya. Nice. So these are also major things. Ethical practices at workplace, because we can see there are many unethical practices. So I want to be ethical, but as David was telling, because of external influences, many times how to go about this aspiration. And then preconditioning, there are many preconditionings in the society, in the family, in the workplace. How to overcome this preconditioning. Nice. Good. Okay. Yeah. So now, after having this, so this we can do even in the online or offline mode. If you do it in the offline mode, we can just make a table on the board and we can write down that on the board. Or if you're doing this PPT, PowerPoint presentation, then also you can make it like this. Real time, you can make a additions in the table, like what I was doing. Or it is good when you see this offline program, it is always good to use the board and chalk piece or the whiteboard and marker, whatever is available, to write down, make a table and write down these aspirations, concerns, and achievements. Students say there are several achievements for them also, so we can write down those achievements also. Right. Then we can have an exploration into the aspirations and concerns as the second session. So here we just try to, we can take the table once again in this session number 2. So whatever we have written down over there, we can bring it over here. But this is a table which is already made, so I can just copy whatever was there over to this table and continue with the exploration. So we can ask the questions to the students. What is the effort which we are making? We are making tremendous effort that the students would have come after their +2. They would have made the rigorous studies, maybe more than 10 hours, 12 hours, somebody 16 hours in a day for their entrance examinations. And after this kind of competitive examination, competitive mode, they're coming into this particular program where they're admitted. So a lot of effort. Sometimes they would not have reached what they have aspired for. They would have aspired for some other program, but they have to resort to whatever was allotted to them. This may be there. So there are a lot of mixed things with the students. So there are a lot of effort put before this to come to this particular program by the students. Many of them may be like confused also. So whether I continue with this program, this is my first year. After the first year, whether I discontinue it and go to another program which of my choice, whether I have to write this JEE or advanced JEE or the NEET or the kind of other examinations again, and whether I go to my desired program or what shall I do. So this kind of things also may be there with the students. So effort is going on in that direction. Now we can ask the question with this in the background. Is the effort that you are making to fulfill your aspirations or to resolve your concerns, confusions and questions, or for something else? So the aspirations are there on the first column of the table. The concerns, confusions, questions are there on the third column. We can collectively call them as concerns. So we can ask a question to them whether this effort is for, whichever effort you are making is for, to fulfilling your aspirations or to resolve your concerns or for something else. And then we can ask them to make a list of effort that they are making. So what do you say? If we have to answer this question, how would you answer the question? Whether the effort which we are making, including the effort which we are making to attend this program, this particular session, is it to fulfill your basic aspiration, to fulfill, I won't say basic, to fulfill your aspirations or to resolve your concerns or for something else? You can use a chat box or you can use the mic also. If it is to fulfill the aspirations, you can put 1 in the chat box. If it is to resolve concerns, you can put 2 in the chat box. If it is for something else, you can put 3 in the chat box. If it is for 1 and 2, you can put 1, 2 in the chat box. If it is for 2 and 3, you can put 2, 3 in the chat box. Likewise, yeah. I'm getting responses from Devi teacher 1 and 2, Sarita G 1, John EPG 1, Naresh Patil 1. Nice. Prashant Bhaiya to follow. Yeah. Okay, 1. So Prashant Bhaiya, nice. Well, we may get responses from students like 1, 2, or 3. All the responses we may get. So whatever response they type in the chat box, that is true as far as they are concerned, because that is with regard to their present level of exploration. And whenever I discuss some content of UHV with them, I tell that there is no wrong answer. Whatever you tell, whatever you type in the chat box, or whatever you explore and tell is right answer as far as you are concerned, because it is your current level of exploration. There is no wrong answer. So if it is yes, that is true for you. If it is no, that is also true for you. If you put 1, 2, or 3, 1 and 2, 2 and 3, 1 and 3, whatever combination, this is true for you. Sometimes I may be confused whether the effort which I am taking, which I am doing right now, is to fulfill my aspiration, whether it is to resolve my concern or whether it is for something else. You may be confused. Okay, let it be there. At this juncture, let them explore regarding their effort and regarding what they want, what they really want to be. Now we can ask the students to note down why you are making the effort. To fulfill your aspirations or to resolve your concerns or for something else. Yeah, this is the question which is asked. Yeah, why? The question why. Then an example can be put like this. I'm studying hard so that I do well in the class and I get a job, so that I do what my mother wants, to express my respect to her, so that I'm saving my pocket money to buy a mobile for my brother, so this goes on. So every time when they say something, you can ask the question why. Why do you want to do so? Why do you want to study hard? To do well in the class. So why do you want to do well in the class? To get a good job. Why do you want to get a good job? I can do whatever my mother wants. So why do you want to make your do whatever your mother wants? I want to express my respect to her. This may be kind of an exploration by a particular student. So, and then expressing your respect to the mother, what is the purpose of that? Just you can go on asking. What is going to be the response by the student? So if you go on asking the questions like this. This is only one example. So somebody can say that I want to be a millionaire. I'm studying hard so that I want to be a millionaire. So if you become a millionaire, what do you get? And if you get something, then what do you want to be out of that? You can always ask this question, why, until they can see the basic aspiration. We will explore this further. Why are you making this effort? This question we can explore. Yeah. When we explore this further, we will say this is part of the exploration only. The final destination may be different. So this is where we start this exploration. Why are you making this effort? You want to, from your present effort, that is thinking, doing something, studying, making some effort for internship, etc. What do you expect to become? That is a question asked. What do you expect to become something? Do you want to expect to become something like when you are studying? Do you want to become an engineer? You can open up this particular slide before them. When you are studying, do you want to become an engineer, a doctor, a farmer? So these are also some responses by students. When you are doing internship, what do you want to become? What do you expect to become out of that effort? When you are practicing, when you are attending coaching, when you are doing this articleship, when you are doing MBA, researching, painting, whatever. When the students are doing this effort, what do you expect to become? Do you expect to become something? After studying, I want to become an engineer. I want to become a doctor. I want to become an IAS officer. I want to become a lawyer or chartered accountant, a businessman, scientist, artist, so on and so forth. Depends upon the taste of the student, expectation. Now, still you can ask the question. So this is also different responses from different students. Volume is very low. Subrauji is typing that my voice is very low. Is it so? Are you able to hear? Are you able to hear me with better voice now? Yeah. Shashikan Bhaiya, thank you. Yeah. Yes. Thank you. Yeah, so this is the starting point of the exploration with the students in the students workshop, exploring the aspirations and concerns. These are maybe some of the aspirations they would have put in, maybe some of their efforts also. and some of these expect to become something, maybe part of their aspirations also. So we can now precisely put them into this particular exploration. So what is the effort you are making to achieve your aspiration or to resolve your concerns? This question is already asked and they are now exploring regarding this. Now, when you are making this effort, what do you expect to become? So there are several responses like this: engineer, doctor, farmer, IAS officer, etc., etc. Now, if you ask the question again that why do you expect to become something? What is the purpose of this? To get something? Yeah, expect to get something or expect to do something. So here there is one more chart I have included just to get response from the students and type down here, maybe directly in the online mode. So here also I can go back to the PowerPoint, the program, and I can type there so that it will be reflected in this presentation mode. This can be done real time. Now, when you ask the question why, again, after you expect to become something, so you want to become an engineer, you want to become a doctor, you want to become an IAS officer, you want to become a lawyer, etc. What do you expect to get something out of this? When you want to become an engineer, what do you expect to get something or to do something from that? Here also, there will be a lot of exploration from the students. So, get money, maybe some of the exploration. Get earn name and fame can be some response from some of the students. Do research, do innovation, take care of parents, make your family or nation proud, gain expertise in the area of my choice, earn your living well, then get power in society. This also may be what I expect to get due to my effort. Earn respect, get satisfaction, and so on. There are several kind of responses. Maybe from students you can add to this. So if the students are telling something more, you can add to this. So the first thing is what are your aspirations, what are your concerns, and then you are making a lot of effort. What is the purpose of all this effort? Do you want to become something? Yeah, I want to become this. So if you want to become something, what do you want to get something from that? Or what do you want to do something from that? Okay, I want to get money. I want to earn name and fame, etc., etc. Now, once this is explored and responded by many students, we can fill this in the table. If it is an offline mode, you can make a table on the board. I can do filling over there. We can take time for that. Okay, so when you get money, when you earn name, fame, when you take care of when you are ready to take care of your parents, etc., etc. What do you want to be out of that? What do you want to final expectation from that? So when you get money, what do you want to be? When you earn name and fame, what do you want to be out of that? When you take care of your parents, when you make your family proud, so some achievements. So they already will be having some achievements that they have listed down already. Now, if you achieve more, suppose somebody would like to become a sports person, somebody would like to become a scientist, somebody would like to become an entrepreneur. So whatever they want to be, or somebody want to serve as an IAS officer, to have this name, fame, money, etc. So what do you want to be? If you are getting money, if you are earning name and fame, what are you getting out of this ultimately? Then this response like, I want to be satisfied because I'm doing some job, so I want to get the satisfaction. I want to be happy. I want to live peacefully. All these kind of terms may come from the student. That is my experience also. The satisfaction, peace, happiness, harmony. You can expect all these words from the students. Right. So then we can bring their attention to this last. This is also a table which is included to write down whatever they are telling. The table is now kept blank. We can write down this as per the students' exploration over here. Then, yeah, this question is asked. Expect to be something. When you are getting money, what is the final expectation? Yeah, I want to be satisfied. What is the, we can also ask how much money would make you satisfied? And name and fame. So what is the expectation out of this? I want to be happy in the society. I want to be respected in the society. Maybe some of the explorations. When you take care of your parents, again, I'm satisfied, I'm fulfilled. These kind of responses may get from the students. So all these lead to this happy and prosperous. When you have a feeling of how much money you require, then the feeling of prosperity can be brought in. But the meaning of prosperity may not be very clear at this juncture. So through the responses of the students and through the responses of the participants who were in that particular group, we can bring their attention to that everyone want to be happy and prosperous ultimately. So when we say satisfaction, peace, bliss, or say harmony, synergy, all these words are representing this happiness. In simple words, I want to be happy. When I get money, when I study, I want to become an engineer, so that I expect to get some money. I expect to get and I expect to earn name and fame, so that I want to be happy. I want to be prosperous. So this may take some time to bring their attention to this particular basic aspiration, to see through their natural acceptance that the basic aspiration of all these efforts, all these human beings through all these efforts is happiness and prosperity in continuity. Okay, so any questions regarding this particular exploration? So this is not the same way as we do in the FTPs. This is a slightly different way because students are a lot of, because they come to the college as a fresher from different sanskars, different places, different localities with different aspirations, different fears, different cultures. They have a lot of aspirations, a lot of concerns also. Concerns may be more than the aspirations, a lot of confusions. So we can take some time to let them explore these things. What is your effort? What do you want to become? What do you want to get or do something? And what do you want to be finally? This may take some time to for them to see that ultimately I want to be happy, or basically my basic aspiration is to be happy from whatever I'm doing. But right now I'm confused because this is not the particular program which I aspire for. I was aspiring for something else, but I'm forced to take this, maybe because of the persuasion from my parents, because of the persuasion from my peers, or because of there are no choice left out. I have to go for this particular program. So I'm confused whether to how to go about it. Now this question is answered in much more precisely towards the end of this particular session. Yeah, so this regarding this exploration up to now, these 4 steps of this exploring the aspirations and concerns. If you have any questions or sharing, you can place it now. Any interesting sharing which you can see when we discuss the matter, or when you discuss the matter with students, or when you discuss the matter with yourself or the family members, or anything which you can see right now in your own transformation, anything which we can discuss, but connect to the content. Okay, so we may proceed further if there is no sharing. Yes, this also is kept purposefully so that I can write down something over here. Yeah, now we can ask this question: which one is your basic aspiration? Even after this exploration, there are many students who say that if you ask the question 1, 2, 3, or 4 is your basic aspiration, some of them may not be able to see that from your effort, from what you want to become, from what you want to get, ultimately you want to reach this happiness and prosperity. So it is not that easy to see that. Somebody may say that my present effort, that is studying, is my basic aspiration. Somebody may say that becoming an engineer or a doctor or some say profession like that is my basic aspiration. Somebody may also say that getting money is my basic aspiration. Getting or earning name and fame is my basic aspiration. Somebody else may say that to be happy and to be prosperous is my basic aspiration. That is fine. Whatever they are exploring right now is okay with them. Let us leave it like that. So what do you see? Which one among these 4 is my basic aspiration? 1, 2, 3, or 4? You can put in the chat box. Is it 1, the present effort? Is it 1 to become something? That is 2, 1 to get something, or expect to be something? Expect to be happy and prosperous. Amiraj is typing 4 in the chat box. Now we can see here, everyone is typing 4 in the chat box. Yeah, very nice. But this may not be the case when we do a students workshop. Many of them may be confused with this 1, 2, 3, and 4 even after this exploration. So they may say, we can help them, but not convince them. Yeah. So 4 is the basic aspiration, if you can see that. Yeah. This question can be asked, can you see that your basic aspiration is to be happy and prosperous? Can you see that becoming something, doing something, getting something are the steps to achieve your basic aspiration? So would you like to make sure that the steps you choose will lead to your happiness and prosperity? We'll take some time here so that they can explore. So at this juncture, many of the students, like 60% to 70% students, can see that expect to be happy and prosperous is the basic aspiration. And the other 3 are the steps to achieve this basic aspiration. But there are many other contradictions also. That is fine. We can keep this open and let them explore by themselves.
Hello.
Yeah.
Am I audible?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So now I want to share some of my life experiences. So now I'm a person who is 100% contented because whatever I aspire, I got so far. But I have faced some questions from my children. So my younger son, he used to ask me, why you are not going to abroad and all? You can go to abroad and you can spend some time and you can be happy now. Like that he used to ask. Then I told, I'm not feeling like that, dear son. The thing is that when I am with you, I'm happy. So I want to be with you people, my 3 sons and other relatives always. So I'm not going to feeling like going abroad and all and spending my time like that. I used to tell him. Then he used to put his own explanations to me. Then my second son, he used to ask me, he is knowing that I'm a person who is very much interested in music. And used to tell, Amma, you are not feeling that you didn't become a good singer. Like the Sujata, all that time we were together only. So he used to talk me when they were like that, you are not feeling sad like that. He used to ask me. Then I told, okay, I want to sing, but not for this publicity and all. I'm singing for myself and I am enjoying that and no. So I am happy. Like that I used to tutor. So and my elder son, then now he asked, Amma, why you are after retirement also you are working? You can take rest now. Then I told, I am having enough help. I want to do something because I can spend my time with students and all. So that is my aspiration, my son. Like that I used to tell. So there are to be happy and prosperous. Each I am feeling that I am prosperous now because my sons are in very good position. My family, whatever I want, I am contented. Totally, I am happy. So I am feeling prosperous also. But others, even my children, knowing me very well, they're asking me such questions. So I think that discussion we can have during this time. Am I
Yes,
right?
yes, very much. So these life experiences makes the exploration of the students also richer. They can connect with the proposals very easily if we can share such life experiences with them. That is what I can see from my experience also. So as David teacher is telling, happiness as it is being seen by others, the teacher's son, grandson, maybe in different perspective, like going abroad is happiness, or singing for the public is happiness, doing say taking rest after retirement is happiness. So this is the perspective of some of the close relatives. But as a teacher is telling, no, I can my happiness is within. I can see these things as external. So rather than going abroad, I want to be with my children. That is giving me more happiness, or that is what I am more contented with. So this is actually letting them also to explore further, helping. Even if you share this with the students, when we discuss this content with them, this is letting them also to explore. So many students used to see that happiness is from external sources. So the clarity between this excitement and happiness may not be very clear to many of them. So it is always good that we can share our life experiences, but the experiences which are connected to the content with them at the right point, at the right proposal. That's a nice sharing, David. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you. Renuka CDD is typing in the chat box. Remaining self-motivated all the time to reach a goal is event dependent. So how to remain focused all the time? That is the question. Yeah. Is the reaching self-motivated state, or I say the happiness and prosperity, depending upon events? As David is sharing just now, if it is based on events, then going abroad would have given her more happiness, or would have been much motivating for her. Taking rest after retirement would have been giving more happiness for her, because she has been working for so long till her retirement, and then now after retirement also she is working. That is not for getting money, but for spending time with the students, getting connected with the content, and be in the administration. Whatever skills and competence she has gained, to share that with others, to help others also to have the skills and have this level of competence. That is what she is doing. So this is enriching her competence also, and that is giving her happiness, because it is inside. But if you are thinking that is event based, event dependent, then if the event is not favorable towards you, if it is not favorable to you, you may feel like unhappiness, is it not? Or discomfortable. If something is not going as per your wish, you'll become unhappy, and that may be, you may feel like discomfortable. Is it not? Renuka Didi, if you can unmute and speak, that'll be very nice.
True.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Good evening.
Namaste.
Very good. It is event dependent because
Yeah.
the kind of situations probably just a moment, sir. Just a moment.
Yes.
Yes, sir. It's actually dependent on situations, I feel, because being, emotionally and, physically and mentally, going through a situation. And I felt that it would be event based because you'll not be able to focus on or put a right kind of effort and you feel unhappy about yourself. Because you're not able to achieve the goal, is what I meant.
Yeah. So is it event dependent? Is it depending on the external situations? Is it depending on the favorable conditions? If the condition is not favorable, if you cannot achieve your goal, that is your expectation is not met with. Are we connecting this happiness with the expectations always? These are something to be discussed later in the session, but anyway, the question is there, so we can have a discussion upon this also. Are we connecting our happiness always with expectations?
It's like self-competence, probably. It's self-competence is really matters, for every situation you have to work, I feel.
Self-competence, you said, or self-confidence? What is that? Self-competence.
Competence, yes.
Competence, okay, competence. Yeah, competence is also something which we have to learn in detail when we come to the feelings part. So competence is that part of my imagination which is gathered by natural acceptance. So we'll come to that later in detail. Yeah, true that we have to develop our competence. That is very true. All of us have different levels of competence. We have to develop that. And as we progress in developing the competence, this seeing that I can be happy all the time will be there with us. I can be happy continuously. So initially, when we ask this question also to the students, that are you happy right now? They may say yes. But are you happy? Can you happy? Are you sure that you are going to be happy the next moment? They said no, I don't know. I asked the question that are you happy in the class? Then there was a chorus like no, we are not happy. Then I asked the question to each student, are you happy now? One student said, sir, I can be happy now, but I'm not sure about the other students in the class. I said, okay, leave about the other students in the class. What about you? He said, yes, I'm happy now. Okay, fine. That is regarding you. Now, as I asked a question to the other students, I got the same response. I'm happy now. I don't know about the others. So we are focusing upon the others many times rather than focusing upon ourselves. So if we can focus upon ourselves and if we can see that this happiness is innate, not depending upon the external factors. Well, the external factors are going to be triggers for us. Sometimes due to these triggers, we may be happy, we may not be happy. Renagaji, yeah, please go ahead.
Yes, sir. Sometimes I feel, sir, whenever we talk about happiness, should we always address like, are you happy now? Or are you happy within? Should we ask that question? Because probably you might be happy for that particular situation externally, you might, but within, you might not be happy. So are you happy? So how do we actually judge being happy at that point when there is two states? It can be different. The one which actually what we see, what is well within. Yes.
We can evaluate that. What is my feeling when I say I'm happy outside, but I'm not happy inside? This cannot happen together. When I feel happiness inside, my expressions also will surely be like that. But when I am not happy within, there will be some reflection upon my expressions of this feeling also. So we have to just evaluate ourselves truly, whether I am in harmony, whether I am in happiness at this point of time. It may be or it may not be. With my current level of competence, I may be happy, I may not be happy. That is fine. Whatever is, it is okay. But it is my responsibility to evaluate myself, whether what is my feeling at this point of time, whether I'm happy or not. If I'm happy, that is fine. If I'm not happy, I can just ask myself, what is the reason for this unhappiness? Is it naturally acceptable to me? If it is not naturally acceptable to me, then what can I do to make it naturally acceptable? And who is responsible for this unhappiness? Is it me or some situation or somebody outside? You can see that it is me who is responsible for this unhappiness, and then I can help myself. Nobody else is going to come and set you all right, but it is me who is responsible, and it is me who is to correct my feelings. So this is, I mean, what I'm telling is beyond this particular slide for sure. But since the question is there, I'm just responding to Renagaji's question. Yes, Renagaji, please.
Yes, sir, you're right. It's only about the self-evaluation, correct? But it's like every time, let us assume that, in a week, you evaluate yourself.
You are muted.
Happy outside, you're not happy within. If you keep evaluating that for a week, hardly you find one or a half day of a week, probably you say that, yeah, today I'm happy. So it's like, are we going towards the kind of state, where we have to get self-motivated to become.
Yeah, you got her muted again.
So get that inner happiness within us is what I was thinking. So.
Nice sharing, Renagaji. So, yeah. Anyway, at this particular juncture, we are not going to worry about that. If you're happy, that's fine. If you're not happy, that's also fine. Now we can find out what is the reason for this unhappiness. Whether it is a situation outside, whether it is somebody else, some other person who has shouted upon me, or whether it is some material which is causing this unhappiness, or is it myself? Then this evaluation may help us to see what is the reason for this unhappiness, and how to, whether if it is not naturally acceptable, how to correct that. This is also to be exercised. Okay, so we will keep this open for the time being. I may be happy at occasions, I may not be happy. Let it be like that. So, but what we are trying to explore here is what is the basic aspiration. Explore with the students also, what is the basic aspiration. You may be unhappy at this point of time, but do you want to be happy? That is a question. Yeah, the students may say that sometimes, no, I don't want to be happy. This also may be a response by the students. I got this response from one of the students. So I don't want to be happy always, because I'm happy every time. That is going to affect my work. I may not be focused. This was one of the responses I got. I said, okay, if you are unhappy, are you able to do the work properly? He said, yeah, if I'm unhappy, then only I can do the work properly. And then I gave him a situation. Suppose you are stressed, you are tensed in an examination. You studied well, but suppose you have been tensed at the beginning of the examination. And what do you feel like? Are you going to remember everything, whatever is required to write down in the examination paper, or sometimes you may feel that you forget something? He said, yeah, it appears that sometimes I may forget something. Then, but if you are, on the other hand, if you are in harmony, if you are at peace, say when you are sitting for the examination, but you have studied not that well, studied up to a certain level, but then whatever you have studied will come to you if you are at peace, at harmony. So this is reflected in other work also. When you are doing a work, if you are in a state of happiness or in harmony, then you can do the work much efficiently. And this has been exemplified by many universities also. For example, the Punjab Technical University, there are many examples from that where these proposals are being delivered to the students much earlier. There is diploma program happening in that university, and other programs of minor degrees of degree of UHV is also proposed over there, I suppose. Yeah, Shashikant Faya is typing, being in harmony is being happy. Only when we are in harmony, we can do things better. Yeah, true. But many times the students may not see this. They will see that happiness is excitement. So it is external, from external sources. It will take time for us to bring their attention that happiness is innate and to be in harmony. But this is much before that. We are here to explore their aspirations and concerns, and try to let them explore that the basic aspiration is happiness and prosperity. Even if they do not explore like this, it is okay. We can keep it open, because within a few hours time, this is not possible. After placing these proposals on the next day or the day after that, you can just ask a question once again. So what is your basic aspiration? Can you see that this 1, 2, 3 are the steps for achieving this basic aspiration? If 4 is your basic aspiration, can you see that this effort which you are taking, becoming something, getting something, are the effort, are the steps towards reaching this basic aspiration? Yeah. So how do we plan our life? We will stop with this particular slide for today. 2 minutes are left out for 8:30. How do you plan your life? Is it starting from 1, going to 2, then to 3, then to 4? Many students may say yes. What do you think? How do you plan our life? Do we start from 1, then to 2, then to 3, then to 4? Start with an effort. Expect to become something. Expect to get something or do something. And then reach this, expect to be something, expect to be happy and prosperous. Yeah. In that case, are you able to see the last step? That is, expect to be happy and prosperous. Are you sure that you are going to reach this happiness and prosperity when you start with an effort? I want to be a musician, but I started studying civil engineering, BTech program. I expect that I will be getting some, I'll be becoming an engineer. I will be getting some money also out of this. Then I can become a musician later. I just see this. But what I see is that when I'm taking this effort to become a civil engineer by studying this, I'm not following any of the subjects because that is not of my liking. I'm failing. Because I am fond of music, I want to be a musician. So this is there with me as a passion. Or I have a taste for this. But I'm doing some other thing. I'm taking some other effort, thinking that that's going to give me some money or some happiness. But then after some time, I see that I'm failing in all subjects. I cannot focus upon the subjects. So if I start with some effort, without seeing the basic aspiration as happiness and prosperity, just expecting that it may somehow give me happiness and prosperity, am I going to reach there? I'm just taking this example not as a hypothetical one. I have a student like this. He is still struggling to get past in many subjects, but he wants to be a musician because of the persuasion from his parents. He is studying this civil engineering. Many times I just try to tell him that you just follow your passion and you see what is right for you. But I didn't tell them to drop this particular program, but yeah, you can go about your own way. He's still there. Now in the 4th semester, after the 6th year of his admission. Now you can just imagine what is, but he is still very, but seems to be very much okay. But I don't know what is happening with him. I have discussions with him. So this is my exploration. Now we will be discussing much about this, the steps as Some of you are telling the same order 1, 2, 3, 4, but Amresh Patil ji was telling 4, 3, 2, 1. So whether we have to go from 1 to 2 to 3 to 4, or whether we have to see first of all the basic aspiration and work backwards 4, 3, 2, 1. What effort I have to take? What effort I have to take? I have to see towards the end. Yeah. So let us see what is the steps towards your basic aspiration, maybe in detail in the next session or next Wednesday. Thank you so much for your explorations and thank you so much for your sharing. Yeah. So Subrao is typing step 4 is required for achieving steps 1, 2, 3. Step 4 is what I can see as my basic aspiration. And then I can try to work backwards. So we will see this in detail in the coming Wednesday session. Yeah. If there is any quick questions we can take, otherwise we can close the session. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sunil Bhaiya.
Yeah, thank you.
It's really an interesting session, and we'll sure continue to have more and more such discussion and exploration. So thank you all the co-explorer, all the panel member, and Sunil Bhaiya. We'll surely meet again for more and more such exploration. Namaste, everybody. Namaste.
Namaste.